Fuze is the free operator you get from the second Rainbow Six Siege limited event. Everyone who plays the event will get him. But is he worth building? Let's take a look at his kit to determine that. Fuze is an AoE Centurion Guard, which means he can attack multiple targets equal to his block number. That's 2 at Elite 1 and 3 at Elite 2. His talent is Ballistic Shield. It grants him a 30% ranged physical resist. It's an underwhelming talent because the ranged damage that causes problems usually is arts damage, as most operators don't have arts resistance including Fuze. As a Centurion Guard, it would have been better if it was just physical damage resist, not a ranged one. But I think this talent was designed to synergize with his second skill. Speaking about skills, his first one is Firepower Reconnaissance. Attack range plus 1 tile, attack plus 17%, attack speed plus 75. Upon skill activation, Fuze gains 100 ammo and the skill ends when all ammo is used. This skill can be manually deactivated. The attack range allows him to be placed behind other operators like defenders for more survivability, or Swordmaster guards to help with damage. The attack buff is low, making him struggle a lot against high defense enemies, and sometimes even the medium defense ones. But with the high attack speed, you can help him with operators with long duration attack buffs like Scatty's second skill, Stainless's first skill, and even Sora's second skill to eliminate this weakness. Overall, it's a good skill for general content, and it's being a skill that can be manually deactivated gives you more control of its cycle. His second skill is Cluster Charge. When skill is activated, Fuze places a cluster charge on a high tile ahead. The cluster charge will detonate 5 times on nearby passable ground tiles, dealing 440% physical damage to nearby targets each time. This skill can only be used when facing a high tile with passable ground tiles behind. It can only be used 3 times per deployment. This skill changes the playstyle of Fuze as a Centurion Guard, as he won't be facing the enemies directly. The damage is great and it pairs well with buffs, making it a perfect skill for players who lack nukers. The condition for this skill activation isn't rare, but it will take you some active searching for it. Overall, this skill is what differentiates Fuze from other Centurion Guards. The nuke from this skill can even defeat high defense and elite enemies. It would have been perfect if not for the passable ground tiles condition and the 3 usage per deployment. His module grants him the equipped trait of reducing the amount of physical damage taken by 20% while his HP is above 50%. Other Centurion Guard gets attack increase to 110% when attacking blocked enemies, but this wasn't possible for Fuze because he will rarely be in a position to block enemies when using his second skill. But 20% physical damage reduction is a lot and it greatly improves his survivability. His talent gets only a 5% increase in the ranged physical resist, from 30% to 35%, and he gains plus 6% defense. These talent upgrades are not good enough to build the module to level 3, so it is better just to build the base module. To wrap it up, Fuze's first skill is good enough for general content, though he needs some buffers or extra damage dealers beside him, so don't expect him to hold a lane by himself in harder stages like Blaze does, or have the survivability of Spectre. But if you are a new player and you don't have Gavial Altar, Blaze, or Spectre, it's highly recommended to build him just for his first skill. Plus he can target aerial enemies, so no more randomly leaking drones just because you deployed your sniper in the wrong place. His second skill is his strongest. The blast doesn't care about high defense enemies, or even elite and bosses when buffed. The high tile condition isn't that bad, and the range is big for an AoE skill with this much burst. But only 3 usages per deployment does limit it a little, so keep that in mind before spamming it. With that being said, are you going to build him? Let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching.